Well, I might be a little late on talking about this, but I also don't like to give promotion to SJW movies the week they come out to drum up their interest for their opening weekend. I find that counterintuitive to what we're doing here. And I also was a little bit busy last week, if you guys have been following along. It's been crazy. Got deplatformed off of Indiegogo, just too based for Indiegogo. But I have my own shop on my own store now. I've got all of my books on here. All my graphic novels are up, and you can get the PDFs direct, and you can get the actual paperbacks direct. I can't offer PDFs or digital versions of the novels. I can only do paperbacks because I've got an exclusive with Amazon on that. But please check out the books. We've got 4 whole pages of beautiful books for you to check out. I'm sure one of them is something up your alley. So support what we're doing here and check that out in the links down below. All right. I just want to talk about The Batman real quick because everybody's been going off on it. I've seen mixed reviews from YouTubers. A lot of people are clapping for it, saying it's great, much like Spider-Man and things like that. And it's interesting how the level of woke bar has dropped to where, okay, well, it's expected that we're just going to have a completely diverse cast. So I'm just going to deal with that and ignore it. It was only a couple of lines, where they talk about white privilege or whatever. That's fine. It was a great movie anyway. That seems to be where the conservative side of things has settled at. And I got to tell you, everybody, don't accept it. You need to just check out of these movies 100%. Check out of these brands 100% and not go and see these movies. It is imperative that we stop Hollywood in their tracks and we stop this in their tracks. We can't accept this bar being the new normal. We have to go back. They have to go back, and that's how it's got to work right now. Here we are, as you can see. This is a whole SJW narrative. Catwoman's implied bisexuality in the Batman does not count as representation. So what's interesting I see about this is that these studios are actually chicken shits about certain things. They're very brazen about black people are the most wonderful, beautiful, rainbow yay people on the planet. That now has been totally accepted, and we have this like black people worship going on in Hollywood and in our mainstream culture that is just totally cool. And if you fight that, you're racist. But if you notice, they made Catwoman black, Commissioner Gordon black, everybody good's black. The lady who's the mayor now at the end of it or whatever, who's going to be hope for change, she's black. Everybody good is black. Everybody bad is white, except for Batman. They were not brazen enough to change Batman yet, but I could see that coming in the next Batman iteration for sure. All right, so this is what's going on. I guess they had a gay black woman, Catwoman, and it was implied. So they had this whole deal where she's living with some other girl. She keeps calling this other girl baby, and then she refers to Batman as baby later, which implies this whole deal. You can miss it because you don't actually see anything on screen. And so they did that intentionally because they know that if they actually put that in front of you, the people would pull their kids from going and seeing this movie because people don't want their kids inundated with homosexual propaganda. It's obvious. Now, it's there, and the thing that this does subtly in the background, they do this on purpose, so that now these big characters are starting to get this. If you look in the comics, they have Superman openly making out with some gay, weird, pink-haired dude. So now the comics are pushing the next front, which is going to be just open gay pornography, and that's going to be coming out very soon in these movies because now they're just implying it. But they're still too scared to actually do it because they know what they're doing is wrong, so they're trying to just condition audiences towards it like they have towards the black is good, white is bad sort of situation that's been out there anyway. At least the Washington Examiner covered it a little bit, talking about how anti-white wokeness is a big part of this film, and it really is. There's a whole scene where she sits there and talks about these white privileged assholes. There seems to be an Antifa group out there who's like talking about hope and change and all that and rioting because of course, these white privileged assholes. And of course, the bad mayor is a white male. The bad commissioner is a white male. The bad Guy Riddler's a white male. The Penguin bad is white male. There's another crime mafia boss, white male. Everybody bad is a white male. Everybody good is a minority, and it's just how it goes. The Batman just kind of sits there and gets emo about stuff the entire movie, where he sits there and sulks about how he really can't change things as much as he wants throughout the entire deal. It's definitely that whole Tom King iteration of Batman, where he's a grumpy, depressed individual and not really so much of a hero. So it's very interesting how this movie ends up going and how people are justifying it. I guess because it's dark and fast paced and thrilling. They actually put those elements into it. People are just looking past all of the bad elements of this movies. Here we are with our black commissioner, Jim Gordon, or not commissioner in this book. He's just a cop in this. But everybody's getting race swapped, and it's totally fine now. Everybody's just cool with that. So it's interesting to see how the bar's moving and how conservatives just go along with it, because I see a lot of YouTubers actually out there just hailing this film and saying it's pretty good. And they go, oh, there's really not that much wokeness in it. Got the same thing with Spider-Man a few months ago, even though there's a rant in that about how he hopes there's one day a black Spider-Man, even though there's a race-swapped everybody in that movie also. So it just seems like that is totally fine now, and nobody wants to comment about it. I'm okay with commenting about it. I guess I'm one of the few out there still. But notice it's going on. What you can do is just not go see these Hollywood films. It's pretty obvious and easy, and you can support indie products which are trying to replace these at the end of the day. That's it. That's the message for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you go see The Batman? Did you go see it? I want to know. I won't shame you. I promise. All right. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.